Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the CLE's DSSUS66D. This is a roll of silicone bronze finish self-adhesive teardrop shaped gasketing. First impressions are when you just hold it, this is significantly heavy and heavier than a lot of competing teardrop shaped or traditional shaped silicone adhesive gasketing. Sure, this is a 25-foot roll, but this thing weighs 9/10 of a pound, and I know that it's because I'm going to pull some of it out of the bag here so we can look at it together. It's how significantly thick the material is. Very thick, very heavy duty, very robust. This silicone is from Draft Seal. Okay, very impressive. Now this material would be actually there'd be an advantage to it and maybe even something to be aware of. I won't say disadvantage. The advantage of it is its significantly thick wall thickness. You know, for weather stripping, it's really, really heavy for what it is. It is a factor of 5 or 10 times heavier than anything else. In the D finish, which is a dark bronze or dark brown finish, dimensionally, this material is 1/2 inch wide by 1/4 inch. Okay. So the advantage of thick wall thickness, a significant wall thickness, is that you would think that it's going to be heavy duty, long-lasting, durable, resistant to fatigue, breakdown, damage, abuse. The only thing I can think of to be aware of is that you're not going to be able to use this, in my opinion, in a very, very tight margin on a door. You're going to want your standard sort of pre-fit, you know, 1/8 of an inch on either side of the door, or possibly 3/32, provided that the door is beveled. You're not going to get this smashed into a real tight opening. It's just too thick for that application. So that's what I would say about that in terms of it being so substantial in its weight. There is a link also below this video to the instructions, which are super handy to have. Okay, and you can fire that up now and we can look at it together. And we're going to do that now. The cliff notes of this sort of installation aspect of self-adhesive gasketing. First, where it's used. This is a fire-rated material. It is going to be listed for those applications that require a fire rating, which is going to go hand in hand with a smoke or draft requirement on a door. This material is something you're going to see very commonly in hotels, motels, that sort of situation. Works perfectly for those installations. And that's where I most commonly see it. Commercial applications where you have fire-rated smoke draft control doors as well. So the installation of this material, making sure there's nothing else in the packaging before I launch into installation. You'll see in first time I put on this material, I learned that step 1 is actually the most important. Surface must be free of dust. No dirt, no oil, no particulate. If the frame has been painted recently, it must be thoroughly cured. The paint must be cured. Anything on the frame, the next day you'll come in and lots of this is going to be hanging off if you try to put it on something that's dirty. Even if you don't perceive dust, etc., you're going to want to get it thoroughly clean. An alcohol pad would be great for doing that. Surface temperature must be at least 72 degree room temperature kind of thing in order for the adhesive to do its job. Okay. Step 3, talking about that alcohol pad. Cleaning agents should be removed which do not leave a residue. Examples are alcohol wipe included, or acetone, etc., etc. You've got to make sure there's no residue of that material on there. A buffed or slightly roughened surface will usually increase the bond strength. That concept increases surface area. You might take a very small strip of sandpaper and score the face, rough up the face of where you're going to apply this material. Make sure there's no dust left there, but give yourself some more surface area. And I've seen this material installed you know, after years of workable installation, and they still work like the day they were put in, but only under those circumstances where you've got a proper situation. Installation. Step 1, remove approximately 36 inch of paper backing from the silicone gasket strip, being careful not to touch with dirty or sweaty hands or drag adhesive in dust or dirt. So what they're saying is pull back 3 feet of this and start to work it on your very clean frame. Well, that's what the instructions say. I have found that I've got better success when I'm working with a much shorter length, okay, because there's less of a possibility of me unintentionally bumping this onto the frame and having to pull it off. So I work with a much shorter length, 8 inch, 10 inch, 12 inch. That allows me to also focus on getting a very straight installation as well. You've got straight lines on your frames, and if you install this so it's wavy, you'll see that immediately because you're comparing it against something that's completely linear. Also, you're going to want to be sure that when you're installing this, you're not installing it in a continuous run. An inside corner between your jamb and your head is a point of failure. You want to cut and even miter this material when you cut it with your utility shears. Step 2, position the silicone in rabbet of stop and press in place without stretching the silicone. So your installation is going to look like those diagrams on the bottom. That's just simply what it's going to look like. Okay, that's how you're going to install it. And what they're saying is, don't pull it. Don't pull it. You don't want to stretch it out at all. You'll come in the next day and it will snap back to its standard elasticity, I guess, and it will fail. The adhesive will give way. You just want to push quite firmly, actually. No pulling down, nothing like this. Step 3, you know, repeat. Head, jam separately. Roll lengths are going to be in 17 foot, 21 foot, things like that. 25 foot is going to be real typical. I think you'll be able to do something as big as a 6080. I know you'll be able to. 8 foot plus 8 foot plus 6 foot is 24 feet. So if you're doing 3 foot by 7 foot doors, don't order 25 foot unless for some reason that multiple works out for you. You know, 17 foot is 7 plus 3 is where that number comes from. Available also in white from Draft Seal. Let me confirm that. That is indeed the case, also in white. And the standard lengths are, I was a bit wrong, 17 foot, 25 foot, 204, and then 306 foot rolls in both the D finish, as you see here, and the white finish. Both are real common, but this is far more common. Great company, Draft Seal. They have got one heck of a complement of a comprehensive offering of material, and I like this DSSUS66. Got a couple of ridges inside of there, almost look like teeth. Got a profile to the outside of this. You really can't see it on the camera, but all that does is act to increase your surface area as well for capturing the transmission of what you're doing. I've used this material with great success in just augmenting existing weather stripping. I have a shop and a showroom separated by a wall. I want to retard the transmission of dust, and this is easy, inexpensive, quick to put on, that sort of stuff, and effective. I can see the evidence of it. So if you have any questions on the Draft Seal DSSUS66D weather stripping or any other Draft Seal product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you very much.